In today's video, we take a closer look at a true crime story filled with twists, long-held secrets, and a search for justice that refused to fade with time. In 2004, in Scott County, Kentucky, USA, Chris Lyons looked for Ashley Lyons, his younger sister, who was 18 years old, because she stopped answering her phone. Small-town Stamping Ground is where the Lyons family lived. There are less than 1,000 people living there. The Lyons family thought it was a good place to live with their kids until January 7, 2004, when something terrible happened. Ashley Lyons was born on July 21, 1985. They had 3 kids, and she was the youngest. She was born and raised in Scott County and went to Cedar Grove Baptist Church. She graduated from Scott County High School in 2003 and was very involved in the FFA program there. Future Farmers of America is what FFA stands for. His name was Chris, and he was Ashley's brother. Their family owned a small auto repair shop, and they fixed everything with an engine when they were kids. She liked cars, especially ones that could go fast. However, Ashley's best friend, Bobby Gibson, knew that she liked more than just cars. She was also in love with Roger McBeth. She still thought Roger was the best. Even though they broke up, she was so happy when she finished from high school because she thought her life would get better after that. But young people's lives don't always go as planned. She found out she was pregnant, and Roger is the father of her kid. Not only did she tell her family, but they were all excited for her and helped her prepare for the birth. But a lot of people's lives changed on January 7, 2004. That day began beautifully, but ended very sad. When Ashley went to the doctor, she learned that she was going to have a son. She told her mom, Carol, the good news and felt happy. The girl even picked out a name for her son, Landon. She couldn't wait to tell everyone about this great news. She showed her mom the ultrasound picture, then took a shower, put on makeup, and went about her day. She told her mom, Carol, and brother Chris that she was going to Lexington. The map shows that Stamping Ground is about 20 m away from Lexington. It would have taken Ashley about 35 or 40 minutes to get there. It was where she was going to meet Roger and his parents. She said she was going to show them the picture from the scan. That night, it was cold, and snow was supposed to fall later. Ashley's mom, Carol, offered to take her car, but she said she wouldn't need it because she was only going to be gone for a short time and would be back before it started to snow. Carol remembered that day and said that her daughter's last words to her were, "I love you, Mom. I'll be back soon." Sadly, that night changed the Lyons family's lives forever. They heard the phone ring in their house after dinner. Roger's voice asked Chris if Ashley was home when he answered the phone. Chris told him that she was gone already. Roger told Ashley that he couldn't meet up with her. He said he called her, but she didn't answer. Chris thought that Ashley had gone to the restaurant and left her phone in the car afterwards. Ashley was not reachable for a while. She didn't answer the phone when her mother called her several times. Ash wasn't home yet. Even though it was 8 p.m., she said she wouldn't be gone for long when she left. At around 9 p.m., Carol called Roger's mom to tell her that Ashley still hadn't come home for meeting them at the restaurant. Carol was shocked and worried when Roger's mother told her that they had not seen Ashley that day because the meeting had to be canceled. Carol was shocked when she heard this. Where was her daughter if she wasn't at the restaurant? After all, Ashley wasn't answering the phone, which made Carol feel bad. She had a lot of things going through her head as she tried to find Ashley and make sure she was okay. Chris and his dad got up around 1:00 p.m. and decided they couldn't wait any longer. They went to find Ashley. They knew the place where Roger and his parents were meant to meet Ashley. They didn't see Ashley's car when they got there. After looking for Ashley for hours, they couldn't find her. Chris went to check out Scott County Park at some point because he knew Ashley liked it. There, she always fed the ducks, and when she was with Roger, they often went there together. We can see from the map that Stamping Ground is about 10 miles away from Scott County Park. Chris and his dad saw a car that looked like Ashley's. As they drove around the park, the lights were on and the car was moving. As they got closer, they saw that it was Ashley's car after all. It's hard to picture what they were thinking at that time. Chris rushed to the car and saw that the window on the driver's side was down. Ashley was facing forward in the car and her head was down. She was buckled in but not moving. Chris shook Ashley as he opened the door, hoping she was just asleep. Chris then saw blood on his hand. He called 911 right away. When Chris called 911, Ashley was already dead and doctors were not able to save her. Her mom soon got the worst news of her life. Ashley was dead. She couldn't believe it. While Ashley's family was in a lot of pain, police arrived at the scene of the crime. Ashley was already dead when the ambulance came, and it was clear that she had been killed by a criminal. Her body stayed in the car until the police looked for possible evidence. The heater, radio, and engine were all on when they got to the scene of the accident. The driver's side window was also down. The cause of Ashley's death was quickly found. 3 9mm gun casings were lying on the ground next to the car. Ashley had been shot in the head and neck. The cops looked all over the park but couldn't find the crime weapon. Someone shot Ashley through the side window of her car that was open. In the middle of the night it was cold, and the window being down seemed odd. The way she was sitting showed that she wasn't trying to run away or protect herself. When the police put it all together, they came to the conclusion that Ashley knew the person who shot her. Ashley had the heater on in her car because it was cold. So, when someone she knew came up to her, she rolled down the side window. The person who shot her was standing next to the door for the driver. Since her purse, wallet, and phone were all in the car, the police quickly ruled out the chance that she had been robbed. Somewhere in the car, there were ultrasound shots lying around, and it seems that Ashley looked at them in her last moments. She was 5 months pregnant, so the person who killed her also killed her son, Landon. Scott County had never seen anything like this happen before, so the people there ordered that the police find the person who killed 2 people so quickly. Ashley's parents told the police that she was going to meet Roger, the father of her child, on the day she died. Roger was very sad about the deaths of Ashley and their future child when they talked to him. Roger agreed that he and Ashley had good and bad times together. But when Ashley found out she was pregnant, they were no longer together. Roger was crying when he talked to the police. The man didn't know who did this to his ex-girlfriend and their future child. They brought him in to talk to them. The police asked Roger about the events that happened before Ashley's death. He said that they were supposed to meet at a restaurant, but he had to cancel because he had other things to do. He tried to call Ashley and tell her not to come to Lexington, but she didn't answer. She didn't answer the first 2 calls he made to her. Roger called her home because of this, and Chris answered the phone. Roger says he asked Ashley to remember to call him back when she gets home. This story from Roger matched what Chris had told the police about what his sister was going to do that night. When Carol heard that Roger had been questioned by the police, she didn't think he had anything to do with the crime. Roger was a nice guy, according to Carol, and their families got along well. Roger always helped clear the table after dinner at their house. Nobody thought Roger could have killed Ashley and Landon because he got along well with Chris and spent a lot of time at their house when he was seeing Ashley. While the police looked for signs and a possible suspect, Ashley's family tried to figure out who did it. Carol looked in her daughter's room and found a diary. She wrote down what she had done in it. Even though Carol was reading the notebook, she kept coming across the name Dena Williams. Heather and Dena were the same age. They went to school and rode the school bus together. She felt bad for Dena because she always wore the same clothes and came from a poor home. There were rumors that her parents were mean to her and even beat her, and Dena confirmed these rumors with her friends. It turned out that Dena was jealous of Ashley and wanted everything Ashley had, even Roger. At first, Ashley and Dena were friends. Dena and Ashley had a lot of disagreements which Ashley wrote about in her diary. It was through this diary that Carol found out something new. She didn't know that Ashley and Dena were having relationship issues. Because of this, Carol began to think that Dena Williams was involved with Ashley's death. As soon as Ashley and Roger broke up, Dena started dating Roger right away. Ashley became pregnant with Roger's child, which may have made Dena nervous. She didn't want to share Roger with anyone else. After all, Dena wanted him to be her only friend. This might have caused Dena to do something she can't take back. The police got Ashley's book from Carol so they could look through everything that was written in it. Carol was sure that somewhere in these pages was the clue that would help her solve the crime. When the police looked at Ashley's journal, they were also interested in how she talked about her friendship with Dena. That's why Dena Williams was taken to the police station. She said she had nothing to do with what happened to Ashley. Dena worked at a bank and said that the crime didn't happen because they had an office party that night. This gave her an excuse. Dena didn't try to hide how she felt about Ashley from the police. The fact that Ashley was pregnant made her even worse. Just because Dena didn't feel anything about Ashley's death wasn't enough to charge her, though. After the talk, the police let her go home. At the same time, the results of the ballistics test came in. The experts looked at where Ashley was found, how she was hurt, and where the bodies were buried. They were able to get a good idea of the shooter's height by looking at the angle at which the shots hit Ashley. The person they thought did it was about 5'10" and tall. Since Dena Williams was only about 5'5" and tall, it was not likely that she was the one who shot Ashley. But Dena had a twin brother named Thomas Williams, who was the same height as the accused killer. Some say that Thomas asked several people how to cause a miscarriage a few months before Ashley's death. Also, Thomas was said to have done everything his sister instructed him to. Investigators became interested in this and questioned Thomas Williams. He denied all of the charges against him, and there was no proof that he was involved in the crime, so he was let go. People wanted to do something to help Ashley's family, while the police put together all the evidence they had to find the person who did it. With flowers, stuffed animals, and candles, they made a makeshift monument. The first cross had Ashley's name on it, and the second had Landon's. The police were looking for new proof, and Ashley's family was getting ready for the funeral. It's hard to picture what they went through because they lost 2 people at once. The medical inspector took the fetus out of Ashley's body during the autopsy. Ashley and Landon were buried together in the same casket. The fact that the person who did this was still on the loose made things even worse for the Lyons family. Ashley's parents offered a $3,000 prize, which later rose to $5,000, for information that would help them catch the person who killed their daughter. People called the cops and told them things they thought could help with the investigation. Soon after, they got a call from a woman whose house had a view of the park where Ashley had been shot. She said she thought she saw the criminal standing at the window. Someone jumped the fence and ran out of the park, according to this woman. When they got there, the person she saw ran up to a red pickup truck that was already running and got in the passenger seat. Soon after, the truck sped off. The witness said it looked like a red Chevrolet pickup truck. If the person the woman saw really did have something to do with Ashley's death, then police had to look for at least 2 dangerous people. In the end, the person driving the red pickup truck might have been involved in the crime. After hearing about the red pickup truck, everyone who knew Ashley knew right away who it was. Roger, her ex-boyfriend, and the father of her future child owned one. The cops took Roger's truck right away and searched it carefully, but they didn't find any evidence inside. Roger wouldn't talk to the police, and there was no proof that he did anything wrong. But since the police knew at least 2 people were involved, they came to a clear conclusion. Who didn't like Ashley? Who didn't like the news that she was pregnant? What person would be glad if Ashley disappeared? Roger wasn't the only one who could want this. Dena Williams was the other. Because of this, the police chose to talk to Dena and her brother Thomas again. First, they asked Thomas a question. Thomas denied everything to the police the first time they talked to him. But after hearing that someone saw Roger's pickup truck at the crime scene, he started to talk more. He told them right away that Roger McBeth shot Ashley Lyons. When they asked him if he knew who did it, at some point, Thomas Williams made a deal with the investigators to get a lighter term. He admitted that he gave Roger the gun and that Roger was the one who shot Ashley. As well, Thomas told the police that Roger threw the gun in a lower creek after killing Ashley. That was a long time for the cops to find the crime weapon, but the 6-hour dive search paid off. The ballistics test proved that the gun the cops found was the one used in the crime. The police knew it wasn't Dena who shot Ashley because she wasn't the same height as the person who did it. The police asked her again, though, and she admitted that she was the getaway driver the night Roger did the crime. Roger McBeth, Dena Williams, and her twin brother Thomas were all caught by the cops, and it was clear that Roger did not want Ashley to have the baby, but Ashley was happy. She wanted to have a child, and her family backed her choice. Roger then thought of a sneaky plan. He asked Ashley to meet him and his parents at a restaurant as a way to get her to come to Scott County Park. He got there with a gun in his hand after being driven there by Dena Williams. Once Ashley saw the baby's father, she rolled down the window and took the ultrasound pictures out of her bag. She didn't think he would shoot her. Roger killed Ashley and his own son by pulling the gun 3 times. Then he sped out of the park, jumped into the truck, and told Dena to press the gas. They stopped on the way and threw the gun into the river to get rid of it. The people of Stamping Ground were shocked when they found out who did this crime. Nobody they knew thought that person would be able to do something so horrible. What was even scarier was that more than one person was involved. Roger McBeth said he was not guilty. The authorities made a mistake while getting ready for McBeth's trial, which changed the outcome. I'll explain this at the end of the video. For his part in this crime, Thomas Williams was given a 7-year prison term by the court. Williams admitted in the plea deal that he took $11,000 from Roger McBeth Jr. to hurt Ashley Lyons in a way that would cause her to misery. The plan never came together, and Williams then agreed to give McBeth the gun that was used in the murder. The court records show that Dena Williams pleaded guilty in 2005 as part of a deal. Prosecutors said Williams should spend a total of 20 years in jail. She would be eligible for parole after 17 years or 85% of her sentence. Many people were going to testify against Williams in court. They said she told them she wished Ashley Lyons was dead, planned with McBeth to poison Ashley, and offered people $1,000 to beat Ashley up so she would miss Ari. According to the court record, prosecutors say Williams and McBeth did more violent things after their first plans didn't work out. Williams said that Rodney Barnes, her public lawyer, told her that a jury would have probably found her guilty. "I'm hurt and I'm scared because I pleaded guilty to something that I didn't do," she added. According to Williams, she did take McBeth to the park the night Ashley was killed, so he could see the ultrasound pictures of the couple's unborn child. However, she said she drove around the Colony neighborhood while they met, and then came back to pick him up. While she was driving, she heard 3 gunshots but didn't know what they were. Williams said about McBeth, "He included me in the plan without my knowledge." Williams said Roger then picked up the phone and called Ashley Lyons. He told her he loved her and was sorry he missed her at the park. This message was played for the jury at McBeth's hearing. McBeth told Williams that Ashley Lyons was dead when they left the park. According to Williams, she also didn't tell the police what happened because she was afraid of what McBeth would do because she said he was rude to her. Williams said, "That boy scared me to death." Williams said he even threatened to kill me. She felt terrible for the Lyons family and felt bad about everything that had happened. "I'm so sorry," Williams sobbed. "I wish I could go back and change this," Williams said. But McBeth's parents, Roger Sr. and Rita, said she was lying and called her a traitor who often lied in anger. They said Williams was jealous of Ashley and took the plea deal to get out of trouble quickly. Rita McBeth said she was crazy about my son. She was the one who had the motive. Roger McBeth Sr. said that his son was shocked when they heard that Ashley Lyons had died, but Williams was not upset. It didn't bother her, he said about Williams. It didn't bother her at all. Dena Williams was given a 20-year prison term in August 2005. In 2021, she was given freedom and let go. Williams wrote that she was very young and easily swayed by her boyfriend at the time, McBeth. Williams also said she didn't know anything about McBeth and Lyons' connection. Williams also said that she wasn't the main criminal and that she had already served about 70% of her time for her part in the crime. Williams wrote in the court document that she had finished many programs while she was in jail, such as courses on how to control her anger, resident legal aid training, gardening, landscaping, and becoming a certified Braille transcriber. Roger pleaded not guilty to the murder charge after he was caught. Even though the jurors found him guilty, the Kentucky Supreme Court overturned his sentence because a jail informant went too far when he asked McBeth about the shooting while he was in jail. and the defense wasn't allowed to question the informant. The cops told John Romano, who worked as a jail informant, not to ask Roger McBeth about the crime he was accused of. The spy was able to talk to McBeth about normal things like films and sports. The cops hoped that McBeth would talk about the crime on his own without being asked questions first. The Kentucky Supreme Court said that the prosecutors used information that they got illegally, so the verdict was thrown out. Roger was tried again in 2009, and this time he pleaded guilty to helping to kill someone and messing with the physical evidence. The judge then gave him a 42-year prison term with the chance of parole after 16 years. The court also gave him a 5-year term for helping to change evidence, which would run along with his first sentence. In December 2023, McBeth had a hearing for release. "She was my high school sweetheart. She was the mother of my child. She was someone I loved," he said. McBeth told the parole board that he didn't want to be freed on parole. "I'm not here to convince y'all to give me parole. I know I don't deserve it," McBeth said. "As a result," McBeth said, "but I do want to use this time to say that I'm truly sorry for what I did. I want to tell Ashley's family that I'm truly sorry for what I did, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about it." He also declined parole, so he is still in prison. Along with ceramic angel figures, Scott County Park now has the Angel Garden in honor of Ashley Lyons. This is where she died. After Ashley died, Carol and her husband, Buford Lyons, worked to get a law against killing fetuses passed at both the state and federal levels. A bill says that hitting a pregnant woman is 2 crimes, one against the woman and one against her future child. Thanks for watching. If you found this case as shocking as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime documentaries. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, stay safe and take care.